Hey guys, let's get more news from Miami Heat, but first don't forget to subscribe to the channel and leave your like. Heat's Spoelstra reveals what makes Tyrese Haliburton special ahead of Pacers matchup. The Miami Heat better get used to seeing the Indiana Pacers the next few days as the two face one another Thursday and Saturday night. Head coach Spoelstra spoke to the media before the first matchup to talk about the opposing team, how dangerous they are, and about superstar point guard Tyrese Haliburton. Spoelstra spent most of the Heat pre-game media availability gushing about Haliburton and how he elevates the Pacers. He said to Clutch Points that even with the team missing players from last season, few have noticed because of how good they're playing, dubbing it the Haliburton effect. I mean, they'd been without a few of their main guys that really helped them last year. And I think that's the Haliburton effect. He just makes everybody around him more confident and they play aggressively, Spoelstra said. And if you know you're getting the ball early and often, that just breeds a lot of confidence out of the whole group so they have a ton of weapons. It's not like guys are playing with big usages. They play pretty much no-hold basketball and they move you around and you have to be sharp. Haliburton is putting up a ridiculous stat line as he's averaging 25.9 points and leading the league with 11.9 assists per game. The star player was traded from the Sacramento Kings to the Pacers in February of 2022. Spoelstra talks about his traits on and especially off the court that propel Haliburton from being a good to great player. I think probably everybody really started noticing as soon as the trade happened, and then you realize that he, Haliburton, could become a face of a franchise and you could build around him. He's a winning player, winning personality, just has a way of galvanizing everybody, they love playing with him. It's hard not to like that, Spoelstra said. You have an opportunity to put up bigger numbers than you normally would just because of his vision and willingness. And then probably the most underrated part of this game is his ability to score. You're thinking about him setting the table so much that he's a great three-point shooter. The Pacers are off to a 9-7 start, which puts them at 6th in the Eastern Conference. Haliburton's playmaking has resulted in the team having the best offensive rating in the entire association. Spoelstra said that it's impressive when a team can score over 130 points, let alone reaching the 150 mark, which Indiana has done 3 times this season. You definitely take notice when they're putting up these kind of numbers. I mean, they really get up and down, utilize the three-point line. Haliburton just sets the table for the entire offense. We need to try to control the game to get it on our terms. That doesn't mean slowing the game down, but your offense does matter, Spoelstra said. You know, the other night, I thought we did a really good job of getting to what we wanted to get to without turning the ball over. And that allows you to control the tempo, and then defensively you have to be very sharp. Miami is trying to break their current 3-game losing skid after the loss to the Milwaukee Bucks Tuesday as they try to defend home court against the Pacers tonight and Saturday. They are currently 10-8 in the regular season, which lands them 7th in the conference and, funny enough, behind Indiana. Jimmy Butler steps up as Heat win shootout versus Pacers. Jimmy Butler tied his season high with 36 points as the host Miami Heat rallied past the Indiana Pacers 142-132 on Thursday night. Indiana lost despite a career-high 44 points from Tyrese Haliburton, who also had 10 assists, 3 steals, 1 block and just 2 turnovers. He shot 15 of 28 overall, 6 of 16 on three-pointers and 8 of 12 on free throws. Miami lost 2-time All-Star center Bam Adebayo in the second quarter due to an aggravated hip injury. He entered the game leading Miami in scoring, 23.3, rebounds, 10.3, and blocks, 1.1. Butler drew a season-high 12 fouls and made 18 of 20 free throws. He also made 9 of 18 from the floor as the Heat snapped a 3-game losing streak. Butler had missed 2 straight games due to an ankle injury. Miami also got 24 points from rookie forward Jamie Jaquez Jr. The Pacers, meanwhile, received impressive work from Obi Toppin, who scored 25 points on 10 of 15 shooting, hitting 3 of 7 three-pointers. But Pacers starter Buddy Hield was held to 12 points on 5-4-16 shooting, including 2 of 11 on three-pointers. Heat starting forward Haywood Highsmith returned after missing 1 game due to a back injury. He had 2 points in 15 minutes. However, the Heat played their 11th straight game without second leading scorer Tyler Herro, 22.9. He has an ankle injury. Miami shot 53.5% in the first half but still trailed 73-64. That's because Indiana shot 61.4%, including 43.8% on three-pointers. Haliburton played like an MVP in the first half, posting 28 points, 4 assists, 2 steals and just 1 turnover in 18 minutes. He shot 9 of 14 from the floor, 5 of 9 on three-pointers and 5 of 7 on free throws. Toppin also had a big half for the Pacers, scoring 12 points on 5-for-5 shooting, including 2 three-pointers. Miami, which had its worst defensive first half of the season in terms of points allowed, was led in the opening 24 minutes by Butler's 12 points. Butler was even better in the third quarter, scoring 16 points as Miami closed its deficit to 100-97. Haliburton was held to 5 points in the third. Miami took its first lead of the game, 104-103, with 10:06 left in the fourth quarter. On the play, Josh Richardson dished to a cutting Jaquez for a layup. The Heat stretched their lead to 16 points before Indiana made a charge, cutting its deficit to 136-130 on Haliburton's layup with 27 seconds left. But the Pacers never got any closer. For the game, Miami shot 56.5% and Indiana shot 51%. Heat's Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo among key injury updates versus Pacers. As the Miami Heat are trying to break their 3-game losing streak tonight against the Indiana Pacers at home, they received some injury updates to key players such as Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Duncan Robinson, and others. The Heat are trying to salvage the current homestand after losing to the Milwaukee Bucks Tuesday night. Starting with the drive to the Heat and Butler, he is listed as questionable according to the official NBA injury report. The star has missed the last 2 games with a right ankle sprain and could potentially miss a third depending on the progress he makes Thursday. Heat head coach Spoelstra will have to look to other forwards on the team such as impressive rookie Jamie Jaquez Jr., Caleb Martin, and others as they try to fill the void if Butler doesn't play Thursday. Spoelstra said to Clutch Points before Tuesday's loss that he doesn't want Jaquez and Martin to be Butler, but the performances they have been giving are helping Miami. They don't have to try to be Jimmy. Those guys are giving us great production right now. I really like where Caleb is trending. I'm just looking at his movement, and I want to see the quick twitch and some of the activity that makes him and ultimately us more dynamic. He's the ultimate X factor, Spoelstra said. And then Jamie, I like where he's progressing. He's playing winning basketball, he's able to complement a lot of different lineups. He's eating up everything right now, and he's a smart player. So he picks up things quickly. But the biggest thing is he's a competitor, he's a mature player, and those type of characteristics can fit in with what we're trying to do. As for arguably the Heat's best performing player in Bam Adebayo, he is listed as probable for the matchup against the Pacers, which is great news after putting up a monster stat line Tuesday. The big man scored 31 points, collected 10 rebounds, recorded 5 assists, and had 2 blocks. So far on the season, Adebayo has been a stud, averaging 23.3 points, 10.3 rebounds, 4 assists, and 1.1 blocks per game. For the Heat to get back to their winning ways, Adebayo will be the catalyst, as he said to Clutch Points that the loss Tuesday and the upcoming Thursday game can spark another 7-game winning streak like the team had earlier. I mean, we can't be in the hole too long. We got another game and you never know, it could spark another 7-game winning streak, Adebayo said. And you fan, what do you think of the Bam Adebayo situation? Leave your opinion in the comments.